However, a contract is based on distrust. The side of God, marriage is a covenant. A contract can be voided by mutual consent. So in church here, we need to let you know that in the eyes of God, a marriage, a covenant is not a contract. God hates divorce. So when you go in, ready to stay in all the way. Having this understanding, we're going to direct our discussion today guided on this blueprint of God for marriage and the family. God wants us to mirror his image. God wants us to bear godly seed, having mirrored his image. Praise the Lord. He wants us to enjoy our marriage within the confines of his commandments. So we have our panelists here today. I'm going to direct 7 questions at them, get their response. And while that is going on, if you have any questions, please give them to the ushers and they'll bring them to me. And when it gets to the question and answer time, we'll take on those questions. Praise the Lord. Amen. And the first question I'm going to direct at the panelists will be at Brother Former. Understanding that marriage is about projecting the image of God. I want you to share with us your experience here in UAE. We know it's a very busy schedule here. Like I always say, most of us came here because of work. And good enough, this morning we're discussing about evangelism and asking how we can evangelize here in the UAE. So I want us to share your experience with us. How, in the context of living in this UAE, you're developing your relationship with the Lord and you're building up your fellowship with him. How are you doing this here in the UAE? Can you share that with us?
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. I appreciate God for this unique opportunity. Just like our moderator has rightly said, that we need to understand the concept of marriage and the mind of God concerning us. I'm looking at UAE experience about marriage. And like we said here that marriage, looking at marriage from the image of God, that we as children of God, as couple, we're supposed to reflect the image of God. And that is one thing that has actually helped me, even my brief stay here in UAE. That how do I, as a child of God and as a couple, as a married man, able to reflect the image of God in my marriage, knowing fully well that I'm away from home and this is a different environment. And one thing I've got to understand is talking about when God created man and woman. The Bible says he created them in his own image and his likeness. And the emphasis here is about image and likeness, that God created them. So he takes both man and woman in oneness to truly reflect his image. And that what is my experience here. For example, I'm here alone for now because my wife and my entire family, they are still back home in Nigeria. But I have that understanding that I must be able to reflect the image of God by being what? By ensuring that even though we are not together here, but that we are separated by distance, we must remain one. And how do I do that? It's by ensuring that I stick to that belief, that law that God says that because we have come together and we are one and nothing must separate us. It doesn't matter what I am doing here. It doesn't matter the kind of job I'm doing. It doesn't matter who I am relating with here. There must be that understanding that myself and my wife know we are one, regardless of the fact that we are not together here. And that has kept me going. Praise the Lord. Amen. And now, another thing we also need to understand is that when God created Adam and Eve, just like we were told, he made them one. And when God made Adam, the Bible said, God said, he said, one of the things that God actually said in the Bible, from creation, right from day 1 to day 6, the only way God mentioned that it is not good. Because we remember that all the while God has already been saying, after every creation we say, it is good, it is good. But when it came to Adam, God mentioned one word, it is not good. And what was not good? And it was not good for Adam to be alone. So it takes you and your wife to be together, to be one, to actually reflect the image of God in your marriage. And that is where we need to take that challenge. That being glued to your wife, stick to her in all that you do, whether she's here or not. Let people see you as a different person, regardless of the people you mix with, you interact with here. But let it be evident that yes, in all you do, you are what? You are together with your wife, reflecting the togetherness, the oneness which God actually desires for you as a child of God. Praise the Lord. So in so doing, you will be reflecting the image of God. God knew that Adam alone cannot reflect his image, and that was why he brought Eve even to be with you to fully reflect the image of God. Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. So we're going to get this woman's perspective, and Sister Jumoke will help us in that regard.
The Lord help us in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I'm going to talk from the aspect of being a wife. Whether you are here all alone, because we have some of our brethren that their husband and children they are back home, or you are living with your husband here. I want to tell us that living in UAE is not easy. The cost of living in UAE is high. And as couples living together in UAE, there must be understanding between the husband and the wife. There must be room for openness. Let your wife know how much you are owing. Yes, you may think you are trying to cut or you are trying to hide. But if you don't let her know, I'm talking from experience. If you don't let look, until my husband told me how much is coming in, that was when I understood and I was ready to cooperate with him. Because I thought he was just telling lies. I'm telling you. So when we live together, we must be open so we can plan. And there must be trust. Let me know you have my back and I also have your back. And when things are not working the way we expected, we need to talk. There must be room for communication. Things that are not clear, you have to come out and ask. Don't just pretend as if, yes, this is how it is, and that is how it is. We need to ask questions when things are not clear. And we should not necessarily put our partner in tight corner, making demands that you know that they cannot meet. Things are difficult in UAE. And you know what? Every salary you collect here, you must pay. You know why? You will work for those money you are collecting. And the husband must also understand that being the head of the family, he has to carry his family along. With maybe things happening, especially the wife, things happening in the office. So that the wife will not say, Daddy, we are going out today. When the husband comes home 7 o'clock and is very tired. Because they will use you here. I'm working and I know by the time I leave that school, it is by the grace of God. So we must learn to understand each other and join hands together in our finances. The cost of rentage is very high. Cost of living, you may think it's 10 dirham, but by the time you convert it to Nigerian money, that is where you know how much you are paying. As even sisters, please bear with your husband. There must be understanding. There must be also room for what?
Praise the Lord. Thank you, Sister Jumoke. Thank you, Director. Now we saw that one of the secondary purposes of marriage is companionship. Then you find that unfortunately these days, a lot of people get into marriage, yet they have a partner, yet they are still lonely. And one thing we see about UAE is everyone is busy looking for money. Wife is working, husband is working. When they come home, it's to attend to the children. A lot of couples unfortunately don't take time to work in their relationship. So I want our panelists here to help us, give us tips on what they are doing about working on the relationship with their spouses. And I'm going to start with Sister Olabisi to help us understand what effort she's making to work on a relationship here in the UAE.
From my experience in UAE, one thing I've come to understand is time will never come to you. You just have to make out time. Whatever you think is important to you, you make out time for it. And I know my relationship with my husband is very, very important. I love my children, but I love my husband more because he was there before them. So that is why we make that conscious effort, to have date nights. We make out time, to go out to movies. At times, it could just be as easy as taking walk in the evenings. At least 2 times in a week. We try to, at least 2 times in a week. We try to, have date nights, watch movies, do something together. We like doing things together alone, without the children. Most of the time, sharing this man with 3 girls is not easy. I said, share this man with me. I have to literally tell them this is mommy and daddy's time. I've trained them to understand that, yes, when it's mommy and daddy's time, nobody interrupts, except if it is an emergency case. And they have come to understand that. Sometimes just, we're in the room, we're watching movies, we watch series together, and there's laid down rules. Once we start a series, nobody watches it without the other party being there. We watch it, we start from the beginning, we finish it together. So we're always looking, forward to the other part, because they're coming back, let's finish it. We've watched You Together, Good Woman, so many series together. And sometimes when I'm in the kitchen, it's an opportunity also to spend time together. He comes, grabs a seat, tells me about his day, tell me about his job. I know so many things, the technologies about his work with the TG section, preview, everything, I know so many things about the job. At times when I'm even baking, he comes, helps me to take the measurements, put the pictures in the right place and everything. We spend lots of time together. And one thing I also try to do is I make sure we have, a meal together at least once a day. Most times it's always dinner. This is when we, we talk about how they went and everything. And even if I'm not eating, I'm there watching him while he's eating and we're talking. Praise the Lord. And something that we make very key is communication. My husband, being the type of person he is, he doesn't talk too much. And I, have to literally bring, question him and bring everything out of him. And bring the time to check up on each other. I call him, he calls me. If anything is going good for him, he's the first person I call. He's my best friend, he's my confidant, my G's partner.
Mr. Morgan, can you share with us also your experience how you work You have to walk in time, you have to walk in time. Mr. Morgan, please share with us your own experience.
Well, for me, my husband is an off worker, and he goes for 5-6 days and spends 3 days with us. And during the time, I must be sincere, is my work, the way I'm working now. And that is why when we are praying, yes, we are praying for good things. But at the same time, we have to tell God, Father, the one that will not put pressure on me, that's what you should give me. Before this present job, I used to have a lot of time to spend with my family. We sit down, we watch movies together, we listen to news, cooking time, meal. Dinner time is for us to be together, and we tell each other, even the children, they are more closer to their mother than me. I must be frank. He jokes with them, he plays with them, he makes fun of them, and at times we go out, not often because of his nature of job. But these days, my work is so disturbing because it's filled with a lot of paperwork, and whenever I'm working, he's there with me. We still have time to talk. And he tells me what is going on in his life, the problem he's facing. But the most important thing in life is trust and being prayerful. There are times that those things we are looking for in our partner may not be there at the moment. But I tell you, it doesn't mean that it will not be there when we are patient. The key word is patience and being prayerful. And see yourself. At times we need to look at ourselves and check, am I the cause of this problem? Don't always think the other partner is the one at fault. It might not be the other partner that's at fault. Maybe there's your own manner of approach, maybe the way you talk, or the way you even carry on daily activity, may not give room for the other partner to contribute his own aspect. So we need to even check ourselves. There should be a moment of self-reflection. Think about it. How am I doing this? Even search internet. See how you can add for to your marriage. And if in a situation where you are looking for maybe better way to improve yourself, there must be room for improvement.
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
Thank you, Sister Okay, thank you, Sister Obisi. Next thing, we've talked about the relationship. Now let's look at the children. Because one of the objectives is also to raise up godly children. And we know how it is in the UAE. Like Mommy has already told us how our work is taking so much of our time. But we need to make time to train these children. There's something I coveted about what God said about Abraham. Every time I have the opportunity, I always say it. When God said, "For I know him, he will command his household towards me." That was God testifying over Abraham. I've always coveted that testimony. So I want us to share with the crowd here how we are working on that towards training our children in the ways of God, living in the UAE. I'm going to start with Brother Obon. He's a mantle now, but once he was. I'm not too young this family.
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
Interestingly, raising kids in UAE, as you said, I've been blessed to have kids who are not yet teenagers. And then being away from home is the first challenge you might face. To start with, it's very expensive if you compare the cost across. It's expensive to raise kids in the UAE. You have to be prepared. And the bottom line is that these are your kids and you need to show love. Without love, you might not be able to communicate what you want to do. And the Bible says in Proverbs 22 that you need to raise a child in the way you want him to go. When he is old, he will not depart. Now we know that religiously, you need to let your child know what is your stand. You have to let them know your faith, what is required of them, the family values, your traditions and customs that are biblical. And with this, you'll be able to keep them on track. Because remember, this is a melting point of many cultures. They might get confused, and you will be the person they will come back to. If there is no love and trust, they might learn from outsiders. So you need communication, as everybody says. Communication is very important, that they get informed of what is required of them, respect to elders and all that. And being in UAE, you know the laws, the limitations, the things they cannot do outside, even if they are Christians, what they can't say outside. All these has to be communicated to them. And at the same time, you need to create time, both indoors and outdoors, as parents, as dad, as mom, irrespective of where you stay, whether you have a backyard, whether you're in an apartment, the indoors playing time, outdoor you take them to park. What this will help do is to help in the bonding process. Because as a man, you might spend less time. You know, the women are more likely to have more time with the children than us. So the little time you have, you need to make it very qualitative. You know, the quality has to be there. You might not have the quantity. So the little time you need to connect with your kids, you need to talk with them, you need to know what is going on in their mind. And as they grow towards age 9, 10, remember things will change. A lot of things is changing in their thought process as well. So you need to be able to connect with them. Thank God UAE government is censoring the internet. If it were in Nigeria, in Africa, in the Americas and Europe, you have to really be watchful. Because today people connect to the children, you've been hearing on the news, this sexual abuse, people can call them to come to one spot trying to be like friends. But even though UAE government censor things on internet, as parents, we need to watch and know what our kids are doing while they are surfing the internet. You need to also have time to, you know, look at what they're doing at school, their homework, spend time to open their bags when they come back, so that you also, you know, contribute in their growth academically. Thank you.
Praise the Lord. Thank you, Brother Obon. We want to get a female perspective through Sister Olabisi.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
So, with a overload schedule in UAE, we try not to leave the children in the hands of, just the teachers at school, or we leave them to what they learn in church on Fridays alone. So we try as much as possible to make that conscious effort to get involved in whatever it is that is happening to the children. So first thing first, the Bible says, like my brother has quoted, that train up a child in the way he should go, and when he goes, he will not depart from it. First thing first, we make sure that the morning devotion, we have it together as a family. Every day from 5:15, they wake up and we have the morning devotion with them. And they take part, actively take part in it, read the Bible passages and answer questions. And one thing I also try to do, except I'm not able to, I make sure I pick them up myself from school. And this is the time it avails me the opportunity to bond with them, to know how their day went, to know who their friends are in school, what they did and what is happening. And if there's anything that needs to be corrected, I correct it immediately at that time. And because most of the time, once I drop them, I'm off. So I use that opportunity to bond with them during the day. And also, I make it a point of duty to sit at the table with them at least once a day as well. This is when we discuss about issues. They tell me, they teach me their language. I try to feel among, to know their terms as well, so that at least they can easily tell me things, and whatever it is that they are learning, they are picking up that is not right, I try to correct them, but I make sure I'm not judgmental. I try to correct them in love, and I try to show them love and build their self-esteem so that they can always come back to me and tell me things. That trust would be there. And also try to involve them in the house shows. I had a help, but I had to let her go because I needed them to start doing what's walking around the house. All of them, they have their shows that they do. Even in the morning, after the devotion, the one that needs to clean the place still cleans before she goes to school. The one that needs to sweeps before they go to school. They all have their shows. Every week, they change their shows. They know what to do at every point in time. In the sense that when we are not there, they know when to go to bed, when to put out the TV, everything they need to do, they know at every point in time. And we also try to be good role models to them, because we know children, they learn faster from what they see. It's not telling them do this, but at the end of the day, you are doing something else. We try as much as possible to do what it is that we want to see in them. And also, we have family time together. We try as much as possible to spend time with them. Like Fridays, we don't joke with Fridays in my house. That is the family time. They all know it. If they see you with the phone or anything, they tell you, this is family time. We watch movies together. We decide on the movies we want to watch that day. We get our popcorn, we play games together, Scrabble, all sorts of things on Friday. That is the family time. And thank God for the kind of job my husband has now. He makes sure he comes back home, to help them with their own work. So as much as possible, even though, it's busy in the UAE and everything, we try as much as possible to be part of their lives so that we can, bring them up in the way they should go, so that when we are not there, they know the right thing to do.
Praise the Lord. Thank you, Sister Lacey. Also, we're going to get a little tip on raising up teenagers in UAE, and only one person has that experience, so Sister Jumoke will help us on that.
God is helping me. It's not been easy, but by the grace of God, God is helping me. I have 4 girls, and the first 3, they are teenage age, and at first I had to pray to God for wisdom, because yes, based on what our mommy and daddy have said, it is very important, but above all, we need the wisdom of God to deal with these children, because they all have different personalities. And when they are in this age, this is the age to really build them for the future ahead. And to start with, you have to teach them the way of the Lord, even when they are small. I thank God for when God gave me the grace to know Him. Then we don't used to observe the morning devotion. We don't. I hardly even go to church, and I saw the impact of it on my first girl. Yes, but thank God, God gave me the grace to make corrections. Things are working well. The basic thing in life is to know God and introduce it to your children. Even when they leave the house, the fear of God that you have created in them stays with them. And that prevents them from doing some certain things. I also, as a mother of teenagers, I also try to be their best friend. When they have problems, they come to me. At times they even cry to me. Maybe because of friends they meet in school. At times they tell me, Mommy, I look ugly because these white people, you know their skin. When they compare their skin with their friends, it's like they don't look beautiful. And I try to tell them that you are the best thing God has ever created. Yes. And that is why we need to be their friend and instill confidence in them. This is also time, financially, we have to empower our girls, whether boys or girls. We have to empower them. I remember when I was growing up, I'm the only girl of my parents, and my father used to give me more money than my brothers. And they used to complain that, Daddy, why are you doing this? You are doing partiality. And my father used to tell them that she's a girl. If I don't satisfy her now, there's every possibility that another person will lure her into things that she should not do. And when I was growing up, I was well comfortable. So, as parents, we need to look at the other. Yes, we know things are tight. We have to let them know situation of things with your finances and even in your place of work. What is going on? Carry them along. Be their best friend. Let them know you. It's not that you are just telling them story. I don't have money. They won't ask. They want to know why you don't have money. Is it because you are building a house or you are paying for your school fees? Carry them along. You may not tell them everything, but be their friend. And again, learn to. You must know them. Know their friends. It is very, very important. Know their friends. Know who are your friends. Because show me your friend and I tell you who you are. We need to know them and let them be open when they are talking. Don't shut them up. Because if you shut them up, they will not open up to you. They will tell you. I remember there was a time, my first girl, she would tell me, Mommy, I don't like talking to you at times. And I have to sit down and think about it truly. We need to listen to them and let them have a say. In our own time, we don't have a say. It is whatever our father says. It is slap. I'm your father. Yes, because you are the father, but we must allow them to have a say. Give them time to also have conversation about their future. Let them tell you what they want to do. It's not that you must tell them. You must be a doctor, whether you like it or not. You must be a doctor. Yes, we can guide them. In our place, it is to guide them. But let them have a say. Maybe it's finance. I've seen people that they read psychology and they are making a lot of money. It's not only doctors that are successful. We have other disciplines. Let them have a say. And above all, commit them into the hands of God. We need to pray for them. We must be on our knees 24/7. It doesn't have to be you sitting down every time praying. Even when you are walking on the road, commit their future into God's hands. Because at this stage, they are confused about their future. They don't even know what they want to do. Some of them don't, by now, they don't know what they want to do. Maybe they want to be a doctor. Commit it, tell God to reveal whom you have created them to be. And above all, whether your girls or your boys, let them discover their purpose before they even meet their partner. Because if they don't discover their purpose and they meet their partner, they are married, the partner following the purpose of God for their life may be difficult. They may not want to buy into that purpose. And that is why you must let them know God. I used to tell my guys, you must pray, you must know God. Learn to listen to the voice of God. Let him speak to you. When they say, Mommy, how does it work for you? I said, it's not a magic. Let them see how God is dealing with you as a mother. And share experiences of things, maybe how God is working with you, maybe rebuking you, or even showing them example of family members. The way they handle their life, those that are hardworking and how things are turned out for them, and those that are maybe they are lazy and how things are. Let them see physically. It's not about just telling me stories. I want to see it. I want to know, because at this stage, the information that is not even available to the parents in our own time, they have access to it. And as Mommy has said, we have to guide what they see, what they watch, how they spend their time. We must build the morals of how to live in the society, how to live with your in-laws. I used to tell my parents and my children, there's a room for academic work, there's knowledge, there is room of how you manage your life personally, how you live with your husband, how you live with your in-law, and how you live with the society. It's a total package. It's not just about, I want you to be a doctor and that is your main focus. No, I want you to know God and that is your main focus. No. God first, then teach them different aspects of life. How to relate with your wife. how to relate with your husband, how to treat your children, how to relate with people that are very bad in the society. Yes, they will meet them. But what? Teach your children, equip them. Because this is when they make decision on whom to marry. I remember I started dating my husband when I was 20. My father gave me a go ahead. And before then, he had taught me basic things. And that really helped me. So we need, at this time, when we have in their teenage age, we should teach them, and tell them when they have a boyfriend, they should bring that boyfriend to the house. Yeah. When they have girlfriend, tell them, let them bring so that you know where your next prayer point. If you don't pray about it, if you are not there to hide, if you are not there to hide and they bring one God in the ground, so you need to know if that is your next prayer.
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
The next thing we're going to discuss is managing distant relationships. Like you know, a lot of people are here, the families are back home, so we want some of our people here to share their experiences. I'm going to start with Brother Ufoma. Can you share your experience of managing your relationship with your wife, with your children back home?
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
Honestly, it's not an easy task. Managing distant relationship. While you are here, the family is back home. And I want to be very, very practical. I came in here just about 2 months ago. And all my life, this is the first time I will be separated from my family for that long. I've been married for about 16 years now. My first daughter is 13 this year. The second one is 11. And the last boy is about 9. Now, I had an opportunity of coming here to UAE in the year 2014. But I turned it down. Why? Because of my family. Because right then, I was like looking at the last one there because I know how it is to come here, how it looks like you, especially when you are not privileged to bring the family with you immediately. So my thinking was that I wouldn't want a situation where by the time I go back home, I will begin to look like a stranger to my children. That I must be able to groom them to a level that even if I'm away for the past 3, 4, 5 years, they should still be able to see this is my daddy. And that kept me back until now. So, but having come now, like I said, this is the first time I will be living for a stretch of about that 2 months. So I've been away for some time, but at least maybe in between I will go back, see them and live again. But for me to be away for a whole 2 months, now is the first time, so it has not been easy. So initially when I came, I tried to develop that contact, ensuring that at least I call every day, if not twice, at least once. But like Mommy said here, the life here in UAE is very, very expensive. Making calls like that on a daily basis, you have to be ready. Even though with the internet, like brother mentioned that we are privileged to have internet all like that, but what about home in Nigeria? When you can connect here, the one at home will not connect. So it became an issue. Sometimes it was okay, let me not do a voice call, let's do WhatsApp. You have all the network available here, but WhatsApp at home, nothing. And you must talk to them. So it's a very great challenge. So how do I manage it? Now, so what I've decided is, rather than make it a daily thing now, I have to also let them understand that, look, children, this is the situation here. It will not be easy for me to talk to you every day. And you need to understand that this is the reason. So when I schedule it, it's kind of so it's now been kind of every other day to ensure that at least we talk to each other. And that is how we manage that distant relationship. Praise the Lord. And then one other thing that has also helped me is that when we talk about the purpose of marriage the other time, we mention image of God. You know, there is this temptation that as men, you know, it's not really easy. But one thing that has kept me going is understanding the mind of God for me as his child and even as I first my marriage. I want to digress a little. A couple of days ago, I walked into, I met some group of guys. They are all Nigeria, about 5 men. We were together in the work site. And we were just discussing, and so we were sharing, talking about, one was not saying that when he wants to travel, the next thing the wife will pack his packet of condom and put it inside this. I said, wow. I was like, and he was so proud about it, and said that there is no way A man will go to somewhere and you will stay 1, 2, 3 months. And I say, how is it possible that you are saying that you cannot stay away from your wife for 2 months without doing anything? And that brings me back to the image of God. And that is, we must allow our lives to reflect the image of God. And how do we do it? Allowing the word of God to dwell in you. Because David said, say, your word have I hidden in my heart that I might not sin against you. Joseph faced that temptation, but he recognized who he is before God. I said, no, I cannot do this. He did not say I cannot commit this sin against Potiphar. He said, I cannot do this sin against my God. And so we must recognize this. And that has kept me in maintaining this distant relationship. Where I live for now, I'm not moving to my official quota, but where I live for now, it's terrible. But God is helping me. Because there are kind of people you miss with, you know, the things that come, the boys here will understand. Praise the Lord. But knowing that I have a mandate and I know who I represent, I carry the status of God and I must be able to represent Him well. And that has kept me going. Praise the Lord. So the first word is for us is that we must maintain our standard as children of God. And once we do this, every other thing will become just like that. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. We're going to get another perspective from Brother Obong, but just quickly, someone sent a question, funny enough, for Brother Obong. He says, your family is away from the UAE. How do you handle temptations? The environment is a porous one.
So who said the question? Praise the Lord. I will start by saying I made a little research. Long distance relationship is what they say. There's a study they made in the US about this. They interview about 1,000 people, and they define long distance relationship as a relationship involving two partners that stays about 212 kilometers apart. And that sounds a little like it's not long, right? So if you look at it, it's like Ras Al Khaimah to Abu Dhabi is 240 something kilometers. So what they really mean is that if you can't see your partner when you want to see them, if you can't be with them physically, then it's a long distance relationship. If you married to someone who's in Lagos and you're in Ibadan, it's long distance relationship. So don't look at my own as the worst case. That being said, it comes with challenges, right? Because physical intimacy is not there. We marry, we want to see our partner, we want to do what adults do. But when you are not there for 1 month, the study shows that 4 months is the breaking point. I don't know, but this is a study that researchers made. And they say that the good news is 60% of long distance relationships succeed. So that means 6 out of 10. That means, we are succeeding. So it's not that bad. The thing is, how do you manage the challenges? The challenge of physical intimacy, you have to embrace technology. We are blessed today with technology. And then if you are where you can't speak with your partner, as our brother said, then you have to find a way around it. You have to bridge the gap. You have to, in between, do the physical meeting, going to be with them. It's going to be very expensive. It has been very expensive on me, but I have to frequently travel. In between, I'm calling every day. I'm lucky that where my family are, the network is very good. Initially, it was a problem because here you can't call on WhatsApp, you can't call on Facebook. I get to buy boating, and then boating is not good all the time. And then I get on Skype. Now I'm doing the Skyping. You have to get your children homework. Sometimes I do homework on Skyping. It's not fun, but that's the only way I can manage for now. And in between, I travel every 2 months, 3 months. It's a long way. And the beauty is not bad. It's not all bad news. I'm not saying you should do it. It's a lot of challenges. The beauty is that when you stay apart for some time, the meeting time becomes so exciting, you know? You're looking forward to it. It's like, oh, you're not again. I remember walking in the field. Some weeks you quarrel with your wife, you don't want to talk to each other, you know? We are not in heaven, we quarrel. And then sometimes I'm waiting for her to first say sorry. You know, women don't say sorry. No? So, and then I will be sent to go and work in another location. And I'm happy because that 2 weeks will make everything to die out. And then we look forward. And now the 2-month time, and the advice is talk with your partner. You can talk dirty in God's way, right? Because it's your partner. Discuss sexual thing. Get yourself, you know, every day look forward to being with one another. This has really helped me. And I got to get the CCTV to watch them. Even sometimes you want to go across, the kids are there, and watching the CCTV to manage them. I encourage, sometimes you need to, most times, because if your partner is not gainfully employed or is not engaged and she's all alone, she'll get depressed. At the point I was busy turning to a counselor, you know, so, till she got employed. Then she can, you know, that time is gone, and she comes back, she's tired, and I only talk morning and evening, at least good morning. And then again, what helped us was night prayers. There's a time differences you have to watch out for. Sometimes I'm working, I need to sleep. Luckily where they are is almost 12 hours overlapping. So when it's night, it's my morning. And then we try to pray together. So to sum everything, you have to be aware of the challenges. The lack of physical intimacy is the big one to everybody. Loneliness will be there. If you don't trust your partner, then don't try it. Yeah. Because you might be worried she might get involved with someone else. Yeah. And you as well, being in a Buddha, as my brother said, the challenge will come. So you have to go back to the gospel. You have to know why you're here. You have to be transparent with your family that you're doing this for something. If it is not worth it, don't do it. Because the moment you say no to something, you will say yes to something. If you say yes to, okay, they're going to stay somewhere while you stay here, you're saying yes to another thing, which is the challenge that will come, the cost that will come. Be prepared for it, and be prepared to travel as much as you can. And that being said, don't look at the 40% of failure. Believe in God, pray with each other, encourage each other, and God will see you through as He's seen us through. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Brother. Next, we're going to look at managing finances. If there's one thing we learn from all these panelists is that it's expensive here in UAE. So we want these panelists to let us know the experience and how they're managing their finances. And I'm going to start with Sister Bisi. What's your experience managing finances here in UAE?
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Yes, it can be really, really expensive in UAE. I remember when we came there, every little thing I touch, I convert it to Nigerian money. And I go, wow, by the time I spend this on this, then what is going to happen? So what we do is, the Bible says, is any of you, desiring to build a tower and will not first sit down and, calculate to see if he has enough to finish it. So what we do is we sit down, we plan, at the beginning of every year. Is there any major, finances, any major thing we're going to invest in this year? Are we traveling? If we're traveling, where are we going to? What is the cost? What is our budget? We do our budget. And even though at times we don't really write it down, but we have an idea of what we want to do. We have an idea. And we try as much as possible. We decided that, we're not going to live on loan. No loan. As much as possible, we try to avoid that. Because, this country, they make everything so enticing. They even change you around with the credit cards and everything. And one thing that people fail to do, they fail to get educated about this credit card. Because once you make one simple mistake, you forget to pay up. The interest keep adding up and everything. So we made that conscious effort. We said we're not going to live on credit. Yes, even though we have a credit card for convenience, it's not credit in the actual sense. My husband, thank God for the kind of person he is. He should have been an accountant. I don't know why he's where he is now. He has a set already that at a particular time of the month, they take their money immediately. No excuse for we forgot, and they keep adding the interest and everything. And one thing I also do, I try as much as possible to do bulk, buying. Beginning of the month, recently I just discovered somewhere where they do, wholesale. And beginning of the month, we just drive down, buy everything we need for the month. And that helps me in my budgeting. It helps me, to take track of what we spend, on groceries or on food every month. And also, I like, promos and special offers. You can imagine buying 2 things at the price of 1. So I target that time. It's so funny at times when, I go to the shop with the children and they go, oh, mommy, this is a good deal. And, it's so embarrassing the way they say it at times. Oh, mommy, this one is on offer and everything. And, it can be so embarrassing. But, at the end of the day, I'm so proud that, I'm raising up children that are prudent. And, I'm instilling that sense of responsibility in them. And we try as much as possible to explain to them why we cannot go out all the time. Because if you leave them, the only language they understand is Fun City, McDonald's, buy. So we try as much as possible. Yes, do we take them out with you? We take them to the movies, we take them to Fun City, we go out to restaurants to eat once in a while. But we let them know why we cannot. Because at the end of the day, we have to save ahead, for their future, we have to save for their education. So we let them know why we cannot. So like I said before, we have a family time. We make sure we involve them in some other activities. We have a family time where we sit down instead of, going to the movies all the time. We sit down, we watch Netflix, we watch movies on in-demand. We buy a popcorn from Carrefour, we pop it at home. We get the ice cream, we scoop it ourselves and everything. So we try as much as possible, to let them know why. So that at the end of the day, we don't spend everything, on food or on whatever. We still have savings to take care of the future for rainy days.
Thank you, Sister. But I want to give us a perspective.
Thank you. I think as Sister said, Mommy has said, I'll just add to what she says or collaborate with what she said. We need to talk about finances. We need to be transparent. And the solid plan is to dealing with budgeting, spending, and investing. We are here, we're earning money now. We don't know how tomorrow will be. Things are changing, so you need to budget what you have. You need to know what you spend, and you have to lie low most of the time, because the city is planned in such a way that you don't take money out. So they keep coming with innovative ways to entice you to spend. And for those who are not working, most of maybe spouses are not working, you might be, get into the impulsive buying because of depression. It has nothing to do with who you are, it's what it is. When you are not doing anything, you try to do what makes you happy. So you watch out for that and try to get your spouse engaged so that you can manage that impulsive spending. Transparency is very, very important, If you are the breadwinner, your second half needs to know how much you bring in home. There's no need, making it secretive. Because if she knows how much you take home, she will be able to plan with you. Women are very good at planning, so if you let it be known to her, she will even know what she demands. For instance, sometimes I'm tempted to buy, and my wife is saying, you already have this one. That way you will be able to complement each other. So you need to build emergency fund. Emergency fund is defined as, in case you lost job, at least you can survive for 6 months. So minimum 6 months of your expenses should be set aside all the time. You don't lose job and be begging the first week. Because you've been working, whether it is 800 dirham, you keep something aside that can pay your house rent at least for 6 months. You also need to discuss bank account. Some people don't like joint banking. It is not bad if you don't like it. Sometimes you might have one single bank account for the family where every expense is drawn out from. For independency's sake, those who like to have their own thing, she might have her own account, but be transparent. Let her know, let him know what you earn, what is there, so that you don't hide and spend. There's tendency to commit fraud or sin when you don't make it known. Thank you.
Praise the Lord. Thank you. And the last one, full of time, we need to take some questions. So for the last one, I don't want details. I don't want to know yes or no. Do you have an exit strategy for UAE? Because you could lose your job and you may not get another job. So do you have a plan to go back to your own country and sustain yourself when you get back, to not be a beggar when you get back home, do you have an exit strategy? Brother Alpha?
Yes.
Mr. BC, do you have an exit strategy? You have an exit strategy, Mr. Ibaka?
And that is why it is very, very important for family to have their own business. You must have a second means of income in case things doesn't go your way, so you have something to fall back on. There must be family business. It's very important.
Brother Alpha, do you have an exit strategy?
Yeah.
You're already exiting anyway. Praise the Lord. So we're going to take some questions, and we have to be very brief with these ones. Please, can you share or advise the singles, like how much is okay for them to earn to be able to at least start a family in the UAE? They can manage well, but can you please give a figure? When a single man or lady intend to marry but not willing to stay apart, that is 1 year, another in home country, what advice can you give to those in that situation? There is understanding and there is love between them, but they're not willing to stay apart, so what can you advise them? And how do you cope when the woman is not fervent in Christ and you love her? So 3 questions. 1, what can you be figures to be earning to be able to start a family here in the UAE? 2, the couples, they love each other, there's understanding, but they're not willing to live apart. And 3, if one of the spouse, let me not say the woman now, one of the other partner is not fervent in Christ and you love them, what can a person do?
Praise the Lord. The first one, I would like to, how much you need to earn to get married. It depends on you, but at the same time, remember, in UAE, for you to get a family visa, I think there's a minimum amount, which is 5,000 dirham. That means you need to at least earn 5,000 dirham to be able to bring your wife on your visa. That being said, if you can't do that, there's other way around. You can sponsor your wife to come, but you might be playing against the law. So if you want to follow the law, you need 5,000 dirham. But that's not what you need to earn to get married. It's just because the UAE make some calculation, your house rent, and assuming your wife is not working, so she's not like a burden. That's what they say. But coming from where we come from, you know that even when you are married, you tend to spend less as a man. You know, when you're single, a bachelor, you buy what you want. But if you have your wife, she can manage 1,000 dirham the way you cannot manage 10,000 dirham. Thank you.
Thank you. So, sister, can you help us with when they're not willing to stay apart, then they love one another?
The most important thing is communication and agreement. If living in UAE is not possible, it's better you go to your home country. It doesn't mean you can't make it in Nigeria. I'm telling you, there are businesses that we can do in Nigeria that is profiting. So if you are not willing to stay apart and things are not really working here, there's a way. The husband, if it's the husband that has a job, the wife doesn't have, the wife can look for a job. And if at the end of the whole thing, the job is not forthcoming, both of you have to come to an agreement. It's either we stay or we go back. If you don't want to stay apart, go back to Nigeria and look for something to do. When I was in Nigeria, I wasn't doing the white man collar job. I was into business. I was selling kerosene. And that was helping me. So,
Mama kerosene.
Some people, they help people
Mama kerosene.
If you want to do your feasibility study, know the kind of business you want to do, and see how you can go about it. If I go back to Nigeria, you know what I want to do? Catering business for people to eat, and I will survive. So there are many things we can do.
Praise the Lord, thank you. If you love a lady and she's not fervent in Christ, what do you advise?
I think the question. Let me look at it from the point of say the 2 people involved, they are back in Nigeria, because if they are already here, there won't be much problem. Because the issue of separation now is that probably they are back in Nigeria, say that the boy or the girl want to come here to come and work, and the other one say no, we cannot separate. I think the bottom line is this. Like here, there have always been announced, if you want to get together, you want to marry, please see the pastor and let them counsel you. That is the basics. It's just that some of us, we don't really take time to seek God's counsel. What does God want for us in this relationship? Because once we miss out from that point, it becomes very difficult. But when we allow God to actually lay that foundation for us by going for the right counseling, because if it becomes
very expedient that, okay, maybe either of you have to go in order for you to have a future, then that is where even counseling now comes in. Because the man of God who is responsible for your spiritual welfare will be able to address that issue. And if really you are really sure that you are a child of God, whatever counsel you are given will be able to sustain you in that relationship. Amen. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. Next question goes.